Hello everyone and welcome to the first podcast. What's Brewing? It's Mission to Zero. My name is Giampiero Frisio. I am in charge for the business area electrification, and today I'm here with the CFO of the electrification, Christian Nilsson.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a nice journey. Let's see what's going on.
It should be.
So the scope of this podcast is to create an intersection between what we are doing live for lowering the CO2 emission and the connection with the business opportunity. We choose the brand because I do believe, and I love this brand, it's my Mission to Zero, because we borrow from the Mission to Zero that all of our colleagues around the world, they are implementing in the various units, the various factories, already 22 factories this year that have implemented and certified the Mission to Zero. Let's start with the coffee, right?
Yeah, let's start. Let's see.
That's I'm an Italian. For me, the coffee is super important. Today we are trying this French press.
We've been told it's very good, huh?
Yeah, our colleague Andrea Dons told us that is better than the coffee here on the machine in Zurich.
But you're so proud of the Italian heritage of coffee. But did you know that in my home country, in Sweden, the consumption of coffee is much, much higher than in Italy?
Well, because it's so dark and you need to stay awake, That's why you're drinking such a thing. I know that you were the first inside the leadership team of electrification to have an electric car.
At one point, I had the choice I had to change car, and it's a lot of evaluations because the infrastructure on charging and so on. But I really felt that this was one way to contribute. Of course, there's many ways we can all contribute, and we talk about Mission to Zero, but felt like the right timing, I thought, for me, and also felt like the right thing to do. And I have to say now, after a few years, it's really quite convenient.
Any problems or you?
Well, the infrastructure, I have to say, Switzerland is, of course, a relatively small country, and the infrastructure is very good. But if you go a little bit further, you have to plan a little bit more. But for me, it's all about the planning.
Last year, 20% of the cars sold were electric. 20% is a lot. If you think about that, is 40 million cars sold electric between mainly US, China, and Europe. And the CO2 emission of them is half of in a combustion engine.
On the positive side of that's only 20%, right? So there's another 80% to go. Tremendous.
What about the business related to the electric car?
In ABB, of course, we have the mobility, where we have the charging infrastructure. And many people often think about the charging as the big driver. But quite frankly, if we think about the charging station itself, for every $1 we spend on charging, there's $2 of infrastructure, and that electrification infrastructure around it and services. And this, of course, is a sweet spot for ABB, and certainly for us in electrification. So $1 charger, $2 infrastructure.
That's amazing. If you think about that, just the ABB e-mobility, it's unbelievable. But there is another
service also.
The service business, that is good. But also another thing. What about the NASCAR?
How can we not speak about NASCAR? We kicked off during the summer, the biggest market we have in the US.
More than 2 billion of impression in the first 48 hours.
If you would have told me 2 million, I would say 2 million is good.
2 billion. And this is going to be a huge ship. But now let's go back to the. They told me that I need to press. Now it's brewing.
Okay. Should we give it a rating, maybe?
Yeah, for sure. You know that.
1 to 5.
Yeah.
It's
okay. Let's say improvable. Let's say opportunity for improvement for the next time.
2 out of 5.
Yeah, 2 out of 5. I want to thank you, all of you, for participating to this first podcast. Thank you, Christian.
Hey, thanks for having me.
For being with me today. As we said, we are looking forward to your suggestion for other topics that you would like to go in depth. But next time, I will have as my guest Stuart Thompson. He's going to talk about more. He's in Australia, and in his house in Australia, he built up a huge solar photovoltaic system on top of the roof with battery storage. We can make the intersection between what he did and also what's the business potential for that.
Think he will be as good a guest as me?
Yeah, this is going to be, I'm going to give you a rating later on, that. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you.